Brothers and sisters, the Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "Whoever loves me will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our dwelling with him. Whoever does not love me does not keep my words. Yet the word you hear is not mine, but that of the Father who sent me. I have told you this while I am with you. The Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and will remind you of all that I told you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give it to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. You heard me tell you, I'm going away, and I will come back to you. If you loved me, you would rejoice that I am going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. And now I have told you this before it happens, so that when it happens, you may believe." The Gospel of the Lord.
I'm sure those of you who are parents out there have used these words on your children, and the children have certainly heard them. I know I heard them many a times. Because I told you so. That's a statement that's based on a parent's authority over their child. They have this authority and are given this authority by their being parents. And in today's gospel, Jesus is kind of giving that same statement of authority. However, he's telling us that his authority comes through himself, his Father, and the Holy Spirit. His statement is, "If you love me, you will keep my words." And how do we keep his word? Jesus tells us that he is going to give us a gift, the gift of the Holy Spirit. We are to become a new creation. In the second reading from the book of Revelation, we hear that we will become a temple of the Holy Spirit. We will be given a new relationship with God. Jesus came to give us this new relationship. No longer are we to have temples where we go and worship God necessarily, but we are to take God with us. We gather here today to give praise to God, but we ourselves are a temple of the Holy Spirit, God dwelling within each and every one of us. And so, what does it mean to keep Jesus' word? Well, we have a lot of rules and regulations and a lot of books to tell us, but Jesus keeps it very simple. His message is actually a very simple one. Keep his commandment is to love one another as he loves us. And how does Jesus love us? With a sacrificial love, a love so great that it will sacrifice everything for us. He will even lay down his life for us. Behind me stands a crucifix. In all the Catholic churches in the world, there are crucifixes. We wear them around our neck, and we reverence them. Not because they are meant to make us feel guilty or ashamed, but to show us the true nature of God's love for us. God loved us so much that not only did he become a human being, but he willingly accepted all the suffering that goes with being a human being, even to dying on a cross for each of us. And so Jesus' statement is based not on "because I told you so," but on love in action. And this love in action, when we practice it, will bring us the gift of peace. Not the peace of the world will it give us, but the peace that only God can give each and every one of us. And what's the difference between the peace of this world and the peace of Christ? Peace in this world is an absence of conflict, while the peace of Christ is a calm which cannot be shaken by any force in this world. Peace in this world comes about through conflict. One side surrenders to the authority of another side. But the peace of God is established through love. by the love of Jesus Christ and his followers, us, the love and action which we practice brings peace to us and to all those we meet in the world. The freedom to surrender to love brings peace, which overcomes all fear. As Jesus said, do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. So what does conflict resolution look like in a Christian community? Well, our first reading from the Acts of the Apostles, which is chapter 15, actually gives us an example of what conflict resolution is like. The church is all disturbed and frustrated all around the world. There's a struggle, and the struggle is really simple. Do Gentile people need to become Jewish first before they can become Christian? And so all the leaders of the church gather in Jerusalem for a council. And what do? They sit around, they dialogue, they talk, and they pray. They ask God for guidance. And then, when they've come to their decision, they write a letter to tell people what they've decided. And peace and calm return to the church because everyone accepts the authority of the leaders. I have a question for you to consider for this week. A couple questions. When was the last time you asked the Holy Spirit to give you guidance? Can you trust that God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are with you in every moment of your life? If you can answer yes to these questions, then the statement that Jesus made in our gospel will be true for you. Peace I leave you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives, do I give it to you. Now, I looked up a couple different translations of that statement, and I found one that I like a little bit better from the New Jerusalem Bible, and it's translated this way. Peace I bequeath to you, my own peace I give you, a peace which the world cannot give. This is my gift to you. And if that phrase sounds somewhat familiar, those of you who have come here to St. Greg's for several years have heard Father Francis use that line when he ends his homilies. May the Lord grant you peace in ways this world will not.